Good morning.
I'm like, I don't have my mic on yet. Oh, got it over here. There we go.
All right.
All right. Good morning. It is.
It is Digital Dealer Day.
Yes.
So
And
this is super cute.
I know.
I can't wait to see what this looks like finished.
Right. We've been waiting for these bags to come in for 8 months.
A hot second.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're a new drawstring blank. So
And they have a nice
cute.
hand to them. They're not like uber thick where they're not going to move easy and be uncomfortable, but they're not like cotton fabric thin that
exactly
it feels wimpy either. It's a nice.
It's very cute.
It's a very nice blank for sure. So we are going to be stitching on the front of the bag.
Yes.
Which the front can be whichever side you choose it is. There is no actual front
right
to a drawstring bag. So we'll do that. You have 2 hoop sizes.
Yes, a 5x7.
A 5x7 or a 6x10.
Mm-hmm.
Your prep instructions are slightly different depending upon the size of the design that you're going to stitch. So make sure that you follow that. So if you are doing the 5x7, you will measure down 1 number. If you're doing the 6x10, you'll measure down a different number to where to put your fold for the center of your design.
Right, because the design's a little smaller, so you would want it to still
you want
be in
it
the
to
center.
still fit appropriately.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're using the right measurement. So we're going to use the 6x10 hoop.
Yep.
So we're going to use the 9-inch measurement. And Sarah's got that prepped for us. So if you want to pop over here, I can kind of show that backwards.
All right.
All right. So here is that 9-inch down. So what you'll do is from your top edge, you'll measure 9 inches down. And then you'll do that on both sides. And that's where you're going to fold to.
I think it's from the bottom of the...
From the
casing. Yeah, not the top
I didn't
edge.
actually read that far.
It's on the previous page.
That's why I didn't read that. You had that turned down.
I did.
There we go.
Nope, from the top of the casing.
Top of the casing.
Definitely measured from the bottom of the casing.
Okay.
So ours is going to be a little low. So we might want to use our ruler and...
all right.
Or just go up 1 inch.
I was like, where is the ruler? I just found them. All right. So, that is 9. So let me just check this side over here. All right, I think we're good.
Okay.
Once you have that, you're going to take the left side and fold it over top of the right side. And you will get the double fold with a corner point. We're going to load a crosshair in, and then, of course, that's where we're going to put the design.
Do you want me to iron that crease out?
Nah,
okay.
We'll be okay. Again, we are using a 6x10 hoop. We have sticky wash away in here. We're going to use our beautiful tool here that we just started using. It is so nice.
It's the OESD scoring tool.
It does exactly what it's supposed to. Look at that. It scored that. And we can get rid of all of our paper. Last one. So the first thing that we'll stitch is that crosshair. You can load it and then load your embroidery design right on top of it, or you can stitch the crosshair and then load your embroidery design. Totally your preference. We have ours combined on the screen. So
should we just start with black?
I think so.
Okay, so I'm gonna just thread the machine with black. All right. Okay, we have that sticky wash away in here. I think sticky tearaway would be fine as well.
I do as well, because it's not going to be an issue from a who cares what the inside of your bag looks like kind of thing. So Usually it's that bobbin thread just doesn't quite catch.
Okay, we're gonna try that again.
That looks better. Not a lot of room under there. I'm going to do it over here.
That makes sense.
We're going to now place our corner fold in this corner here. So I'm just going to line that up. Press that in. We'll open up the fold. And press line is pretty close to that, so I think we're good. Now, we've got these cords that are kind of all over the place. We can keep an eye on those. Of course, you want to make sure that nothing is underneath your hoop.
You could probably just take the cords out too if you
if you are comfortable on how to put them back in, by all means, you can do that. So we're just going to see how things go here. It does recommend using like a clip. I guess we have some clips here. I can show that. A lot more on that side. Again, we just don't want that end to end up getting pulled underneath your hoop. So you just want to make sure that you've got that set aside so it doesn't happen. But you do have that cord that's going to run from the top all the way to the bottom of the bag. So it's not just the end one. We want to make sure that it's not underneath. The excess of your bag should be kind of sitting in your lap. I'm going to kind of tuck ours up so that it's not falling off too bad. How's that look?
Looks good.
All right. So first thing that we're going to do is vine detail and bat movement lines. So we're going to do those in black. Here we go.
We do have a white bobbin in there, and you can see just a tad bit of the white thread popping up. Do we want it? We have a black bobbin right here. Do we want to pop that in?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that earlier. If white was the color, or should we just leave a black one in for everything?
Yeah.
The only thing that's not really black thread is the orange.
Right.
So let's try this again.
Those tiny little
run lines tend to pop up that bobbin thread for sure.
Do we want to redo that?
We can. See if what it does. All right. Again, just rearranging all my cords to make sure nothing's under my hoop. And we're going to just rerun that stitch. We're going to stitch right on top of it. So. Better.
All right. So if you are hanging in with us, and you're chatting with us, Lisa and I are on a plane on our way home from St. Louis right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully that means that we had no delays. We should be boarded on our plane.
Hopefully we should literally be in the air.
Yeah.
when you guys are watching this. So
we might not be able
that
to
also
answer.
means we won't be directly we won't even be able to log in.
Yes, it depends on whether or not our flight has Wi-Fi or not. But
we will get back to any questions. If
Yes,
you ask them,
absolutely.
we will follow up and get back with you. So honestly, this looks like a pretty straightforward stitch.
Yeah.
So I think the most confusing thing is probably going to be the cords.
yeah,
Like when you're sewing, making sure the cords are where they're supposed to be and
Out of
that
the
kind of
way
thing. So
yep.
um, interesting.
Yeah, that's the stem.
Okay, it looks very orange here, and I was like, what are
Yeah.
we doing? Do we need a, nope, it's doing black there too. So I think we should just leave that black bobbin right in there.
Yeah. Well, it either runs out or.
Either that or,
But there's not a lot of, there's no satin stitching in here, so it's just a lot of run stitches.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't take too much. All right.
which also means that, so we need a placement line of where we're going to put this.
Yes.
This is going to be the stem of the pumpkin, and they are showing all black thread throughout the pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not changing thread for a reason.
Yeah.
Kind of like your blanket stitch look
Yeah.
that you use black on all of those. All right, so we're going to cover that up and we're going to tack that down.
And I believe that is also the decorative stitch as well.
It is. That is the final stitch. So that's, I think, a good thing to leave that black bobbin in because that'll give you a nice sharp piece.
Mm-hmm.
We do need to trim. So I'm going to remove the excess around there. I'm using my favorite scissors here. We got some new ones at the store, so they're fantastically sharp and cutting right where I tell them to.
Yeah, those are the infamous 6-inch double curve.
Which finally came back in stock after being out for way too long.
A year?
It felt like it.
Yeah, like half a year. I think it was like
good
since
6
January
months,
or something. Yeah.
So if you don't have any or yours have dulled out, you can technically get them sharpened, but by the time you pay for the return shipping and everything, the shipping there and back, unfortunately, it's not a whole lot different than buying a new pair, and then you don't have the weight.
True. Oh, true.
All right. So lots of in and out here with the different appliques. Just make sure that your cords are continuing to be out of the way. All right, next we're going to do the letter B, placement line first, and this is the vertical stripe fabric. She's got it all in an order there. Look at how spanky smart she is this morning.
Yep, so if you're working from your kit, there are 2 like little cutting guides at the bottom because of the stripe and the chevron, so that they can go in the
right
vertical
direction.
position.
Yep.
Though I think they would be perfectly
be
fine in the
for
other
sure.
direction for sure.
For sure. But if you're trying to follow the picture,
Right.
These are vertical
Yeah.
stripe. This is a lot in and out with this cord.
Right.
Wondering how much I could do.
Would you rather just?
I don't know.
I mean, we could just take the cords out. We got the. It wouldn't be that hard to put them back in.
Fine. Most people aren't going to do that, so I would think. All right, we're going to cover that little one up, which isn't as little as I made it sound. I don't know how well you guys can see that. And again, we are using vertical stripes here, so I'm going to try to make those not too crooked. I can't cut that back off there to let you guys see it a little better.
It's not on the same line, like on the screen here. It's.
Oh, I know what it's actually in the line of the fabric.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, did I skip stitches?
No.
But I didn't.
Just looks.
I'm like,
right.
blink, is my contact working?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a running stitch with
Mhm.
black thread going through black fabric instead of a lined fabric.
Yes. We tuck it in behind. Not that it matters. Not much better.
Not really.
No.
Unfortunately. Sorry, guys. We'll get away from this edge here soon. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's very, but it's there.
Yeah.
All right. So we are trimming.
I bet you could probably do the.
I'm thinking if I trim right here, we can keep
well,
going.
it's going to go to the O now. So you could do the O and then you could trim
Oh
the
yeah, let's
B and
do
the
that.
O at
That's
the same
at least
time.
less
Yep.
movement. All right, so we're gonna do the placement line. So what we're yammering about over here is the least amount of in and out of the machine. So the O is way over here. It's nowhere near our black letter B fabric. So we're able to stitch both of these before pulling it out of the machine. So that way a little bit less back and forth with the cords and the whole shebang. All right, this is a black with the small dots fabric, and we're going to tack that little guy down.
Oh, you can see in the hoop a little.
A little bit. Yep, and it doesn't matter what we're doing. If we're right up against that embroidery arm, you can't see it. And we have tried multiple different.
Aside from putting in a bigger hoop.
Other than literally having a camera like right here.
It's hard.
It's not a simple matter. Mm-mm. Oh my goodness. So Kimerbell's got the Quilty Christmas coming up release. That should be coming soon.
Yeah, by the time they're watching this, it should be.
So this
here.
will be, you should have the ability to get your Quilty Christmas, I think, right about then.
Yeah.
So just as a reminder, if you pre-order the bundle from us, you will get free quilting designs from us, not Kimerbell ones, but ours. Yep. We've got some pretty cute ones we've been working on. So those will be free if you pre-order. So I guess my point is, hopefully
today could be the last pre-order day.
It could be. Maybe we'll make that happen regardless, just so that we're congruent with this video. All right, I am going to trim. I'm not a big, I don't like a big amount outside. You could certainly have a larger seam allowance, if you will, around the outside edge there. I like mine to be pretty close, even when they're raw edge like this. We do need to get inside. So I'm just going to stab in there until I can get my scissor, and then I'm going to work my way around. Let's pick this up.
So yesterday was Tucker's birthday, and when you guys are watching this, it'll have been a week or so. But she really, really wanted the strawberry.
Did they have it?
Cheesecake from Bob Evans, and on Wednesday, she double checked to make sure they had it. They changed over to their fall pumpkin season.
They did not.
They did Wednesday morning or Thursday morning. So, but Em was able to find. She called a bunch of different Bob Evans, so she did end up getting her strawberry pie yesterday, but she did not get it from here, so she got lunch instead. Well, I felt bad. I said, next year we're gonna have to change the date of your birthday. Can no longer be on the 15th. It needs to be like the 14th, because apparently that is the day that they changed.
The cutoff day, huh?
Yeah. She's like, it was there yesterday. Well, it was gone. Pumpkin pie was back.
I mean, it's not funny, but that's funny.
No, it wasn't funny, but it was funny. Yeah.
Because I remember her checking. She
Yes.
looked it up.
Yep. Because she remembered last year they had trouble getting it for her birthday. So, but we even called and they were like, no, we don't have any left.
It was nice of Em to search for her.
Yes.
All right, making sure I don't have any fuzzies where I'm going to be stitching my pumpkin, which is acting as another letter O there.
Okay. And now it's going to do like a second stitch around the B and the O, kind of like a slightly off-centered version.
Just giving it an edge.
Yeah. These things all look like fuzzies. But
I know.
they're
I'm
not.
like,
you're trying to pick them off. That if you're like us, you're
the
thinking,
little
yeah.
flight pieces
Yes.
are. All right, I think I've got all my fuzzes out of the way. My fuzzes?
Your fuzzes.
My fuzzes. So we're going to use glitter, right?
Yeah. Do we have our little 5x7 map?
I just knocked down the 4x4
that'll
one
work.
when I was moving things around. My bad.
But if you're doing this design and you're thinking, oh, I knocked my hoop out of order, or it's not on top of each other, it's supposed to look like
It is
this.
supposed to be an offset line.
Yeah.
It is not supposed to be exactly
Yes.
there.
So, little skewed, and it's what it's supposed to do. It's cute. Very, very, very cute.
So how's the half a 64 chick doing? It is that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they do
No.
not.
It's true. They do not drive well, especially when it's a downpour.
Yeah,
Like-
that's what happened. Like it was nothing, and then just woof.
Yeah, it was right after she walked in the door. It started.
I know, I got here just in time.
Was strawberry good? Okay. Just a second. Unless it's appropriate for.
It's Bishop's story.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Tucker has a dog story.
So we have
Here.
Come
new
on in.
neighbors,
Yes.
and they have big plants,
Mm-hmm.
and so they put their plants outside because it was supposed to rain last night. And Bishop, he just went out and he looked and he just froze, and so would not move because of these plants. And so I took him over this morning just so he could sniff them. Immediately tries to pee on them, and they're very expensive looking plants. And I'm like, you are embarrassing me. I had to deal with that this morning. Poor dogs. though.
Yes.
Boy
yes.
dogs,
And
yes.
That's why you brought me here, right, Mom?
This is now my territory, Mom. Look, I'll show you how that works.
Oh, that's great.
Gotta love the poochies.
All
All
right.
right. Again, we are still going to leave in the black thread.
Mhm.
So we are going to do the placement line for one of the pieces of the pumpkin.
Yep, I think it's the right side.
I believe you are correct. I mean, I suppose we could leave those orange or with a black edge, but I don't know.
Yeah, we can decide when we get there.
We'll see.
I mean, I think it would be cute because everything else is black.
Everything. That's what I'm wondering. Is it going to stick out weird that it's
Orange.
I think black would look
I
good.
think black will be fine.
I think
we're gonna.
I think we might just use the black thread the entire time.
think it'll
All
be
right, tacking this down. don't know that there's going to be a cheat for trimming this one because they're right on top of one another basically. Well, I
Yeah.
was going to do the left side, so I mean, I suppose I could just do the edge of
Yeah.
here at the machine, you know, just here so that
Yep.
it's not. All right. I don't have to move the hoop.
That's right. One less.
One less hoop
removal.
movement. This actually works pretty good.
Yeah, I don't really
You
know.
didn't plan it that way, but I bet,
My-
but it worked out pretty well.
My laptop has chosen to do something completely random when it prints. And I was like, well, that actually worked pretty good. The papers weren't getting lost.
All right, this is the left edge. Yeah, it printed it in landscape, even though it wasn't a landscape.
Yeah, and then it fit it to the page. Like I said, it printed, so I mean, I was happy. I don't know what it's doing.
I know, printing, just print. I'm good, right? I don't
Right.
care how it
Yeah,
prints.
I
Just
could
put
read
it on
it.
the.
Yeah, and it didn't. The size didn't matter in this one, so totally. I was like, I'm just gonna go with it.
It's really sad that I'm like, I'll just print that at home. 'Cause
Right.
I don't want to fight with it here. I don't understand why it's so.
We're just trimming that inside edge again.
Maybe I might have to pull this back at least a little. I think I need to remove the whole thing, but that foot's not letting me get where I need it to go.
Okay.
All right. Do I need
Center.
to do this?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, so now we've got one more piece of orange fabric, and then we'll trim all of the excess. That'll work. And this is chevron. Again, there is directional on here, but it would be okay either way. So if you miss that part, don't stress too much.
It's a little crooked.
A little bit. I thought you did it on purpose. Still might be crooked.
Yeah.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. That's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's not too bad.
So neither one of us are sitting in front of the needle to
Right.
be able to tell you whether it's
Ish. I think it's fine.
I think it's just fine. All right, so now we have all of that. I am going to go ahead and trim the excess.
Yep. And then what it's going to do next is like the pumpkin face. So I know that I started the day with 3 of these black pieces. I only have 2. I don't know where the third one went, Lisa. I
Oh,
lost it. I had it a minute ago. Because I took it off. It has to be here. Not to me.
well, that's fun.
I'm like, wait, my shoes are glittery, but my shoes are glittery, so
Yep,
it's not there.
that's not it.
Is it stuck to the bag?
I mean, nope,
No.
not that I see.
Oh, good grief. Even when we plan things and we record them, I still not here. Oh, good grief.
Did it slide underneath?
And anything is possible,
Because of course that part's not sticky.
right?
while she's stressing out over that, this is super cute.
I don't see it under there.
All right, are we? Did you try? You looked under?
I don't see it. Do you?
It is not under there. That is super weird.
Definitely not stuck on me. Doesn't look like it's stuck on you.
I'll feel myself up here in a second. Hang on. Let's get this doing its thing, and then. All right, I have kind of brushed away excess threads, I hope. So I'm not gonna sew anything in. We've got our B, a pretend O.
You need to.
I was looking for some tape earlier and I couldn't find any tape, so it's fine. All right, so we now have the jack-o'-lantern face that is going to happen there.
See, I have 3 big pieces that I took it off of. That is just too bizarre.
Yep, it's way over here. It must have been stuck to that.
Okay. I was like,
It must have stuck to this, and when I
Yeah.
pulled the hoop out, it took it with it.
well, I feel better knowing that it
We didn't lose it. We just misplaced it.
shift
There's a
dimension or
difference.
something. Shouldn't be this hard.
No, it should not. So one of those large pieces is going to be this face.
Yeah. And then 2 sets of bats. So
2 sets of black bats and then 2 small orange bats, which again, we're going to leave our black thread in, we think. All right,
okay.
we're going to take one of our 3 that we absolutely have all 3 of and cover up what we just stitched, and we're going to tack that down.
And I think we can probably leave that on and then do like the bat
I think you're correct.
and then pull or tear everything at the same time.
Yep. It's really hard to see where that is going.
It is.
All right, that was the grin. Very toothy grin. Of course, maybe actually not super toothy. A 3-tooth grin.
Yep.
All right. One eye. One more eye, and then we'll move on. All right, our face has been stitched. Nope, we're gonna stitch around our pumpkin.
I guess not.
We got a hot mess with thread there too.
Yep.
All right, so I
You're gonna tear.
am
I'm
gonna tear and you play with thread. All right, so there is we had a little messy knot there. So I am just gonna tear towards the center and feel like there's not enough stitches for this. Not enough space, that's for dang sure. All right. Tear worked pretty good up to a point,
Yeah,
and then
there's
there's
little nooks.
too many stitches in here for it to tear clean. And there's a little.
That's because we were looking for
Concentrating.
our lost
Lost piece of
piece of
glitter.
glitter vinyl.
All right, so we've got a super cute face there.
You want a sheet to iron down?
Yeah, that's great, thank you.
Okay.
All right, I think he looks pretty good. So I'm going to cover him, and I'm going to get a little pressing mat. And we're going to give that a couple minute press, not a couple minute, couple second press. Don't do a minute, that'd be too long. About 10 seconds is pretty good. And peel that off.
He's cute.
He is very cute. I like it. All right, now we're going to do kind of like we did on the B and the O. O and the B, that sounds better. O and the B. We're not a railroad over here. And get some decorative stitches around the pumpkin. Again, these are not intended to line up with your edge.
And they will go right over your glitter. They will not go right over your glitter, is what I meant to say. They're just going to go around the outside edge.
Around the outside.
On the outside.
Around the outside.
I know. Little M&M for you.
That's what everybody needs this time of the morning.
Yes.
This is really cute. I love Halloween designs. Never been a big Halloween decorator, but
They're cute.
I love the stuff.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we're gonna do, there's a little set of duo bats here and down here. We're gonna do that guy. It's gonna be the placement line first. I really hope that tears better because I don't want to trim that.
I don't think I would want to trim that either.
Pull right here, like the stitches. Get twice, if that would make for better pulling, do you think?
Probably. Can't hurt.
So tiny. All right, we're getting back over here on the hidden area. It's a secret.
It's
Not a very good one though. So we've got 2 more, thank goodness, pieces of glitter. And we're going to completely cover those 2 sections up. And we're going to tack those down. Can't see anyway, so my hand's not doing anything. The only one around ones.
Mhm. Well, after want to do it again?
I think so.
Yeah. We think we're gonna repeat this same stitch just to put a little bit
Extra
more.
heavier edge around there
That'll make it easier to pull the
glitter away.
yeah, because that is complicated and tiny.
That's got lots of little spots. If you're still planning on cutting, by all means, do so. I think micro tips would probably be better for something that tiny.
Yeah.
Start with your double curves, but you might need to do a little. That's my second favorite pair of scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Super cute though. I was afraid of that.
Okay, we're gonna just repeat that same thing.
Back down.
Yep. We ran out of bobbin thread, so we replaced that, and now we're just gonna go over top of this again.
It'll just start sticking here anyways, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's twisted a little up there.
Oh.
Just making sure it was not tying a knot. It got a little swirly.
I thought you were looking at your computer, and I'm like, oh, great, now what?
No, I was staring at the thread. It was twisting.
Got a
in
little
different
loopy-doo on
yeah.
there.
So hard to see.
Extremely hard to see. Which is the other reason I don't really want to cut, because I can't see where to cut.
Right.
Really hoping that extra one will help it rip easy. And then once this is done, we've got the little orange bats, which we decided we were going to leave our black thread in for that as well. Almost there. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. Oh, much better.
Yeah, it definitely sounds better.
Yeah. So going backwards, I would recommend doing the same thing for the pumpkin's face.
And then we're gonna press it down afterwards. So if a piece starts to pop out a little bit, it'll have a permanent fuse.
Yep. That top one is tiny.
But that's so much easier than.
It didn't register that the face only went
Around one time.
one time till I went to rip, and I was like, oh, this is really pulling. Not liking how this feels. Okay. Got a little. I can handle cutting that much. So with the two so close together,
Mm-hmm.
there's a, like right where they're closest,
Yep.
it's a little harder to tear. But that's it. Everything else going around that second time definitely made that work. So highly recommend doing that, because I wouldn't personally want to trim that either. Can I have a plastic?
You may. There's a big one.
Thank you. All right, so we're gonna hit this guy. And hit this guy. Do make sure that you're not hitting your iron on this unless you cover it. So if you are a little nervous about that, then by all means, keep your plastic so that you can cover that section while you're pressing the outer edges. All right, we've got the two little orange guys. These off my. All right, here's the placement line for our orange glitter. What's happening here?
I definitely feel like we could probably cut this in half, but we have 2 pieces. So what else are we going to use these for, right?
Yeah, there's definitely an excess of orange. You could cut them in half and make it work. It'll be easier to tear with more to hang on to, though. So.
Yeah. I definitely think we should do a double outline again.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's a one tiny little bat.
Okay, one there, one up here.
So again, we are going to tack these down and then go ahead and tack them down a second time. Good choice.
Okie dokie.
One more time. I got the big one here,
Okay.
so I'll use it to cover the black
Everything,
bats
yeah.
and keep myself in the clear. Do we just nope. Yeah. Perforate it? Didn't miss it.
I don't know. It's like that up there too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, that is the final stitch. So I am going to work on removing, and I'm going to still be really gentle. Always tear towards your stitches, and look at that, so easy. That's the way it's supposed to go. All right, except I'm knocking down. I guess I'm going to just use the whole big one. All right, I'm going to press again. Again, make sure that you are covering any other glitter. You don't want your iron to directly hit that glitter. And there we have a very, very cute design.
Yes.
Holy crow, is that adorable.
And to stitch this up is literally just matching the casings at the top and sewing a 1/4 inch seam
Yep.
along the side,
So-
just making sure that you don't sew all the way up through the top casing. Otherwise,
Right, you can't close the
Yep.
opening here when you're sewing. You stitch
Stop.
to that line and that's
Exactly.
as far as you go. Otherwise, it doesn't have anywhere to move.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't do anything else. There's no boxing the corners. There's no nothing. You're
No.
literally just going to put right
You're
sides
just
together.
going to put wrongs
Yep.
and then sew from the bottom to the casing line.
Right. So you've got right sides together. So your wrong sides are facing out. And then sew up that seam about a 1/4 inch.
And this looks halfway decent.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of curve to it
at the top.
at the top, but that's where it's kind of coming in from the fold so that
Yeah.
you have a seam edge here. So, but this is, I mean, as far as a blank goes, that's not too shabby. You can put some clips on there to make sure everything stays
Mm-hmm.
aligned, and then make sure that you're lining up your seam up here.
Yep.
But again, you don't want to stitch any of the cords in.
Mm-hmm.
And then just sew the side seams, and that's literally all there is. This is a wash away, so it's not going to tear off. You could have used a tear away, and just for everybody's information, if you didn't see me put this underneath there, I was
Yep.
using our little 4x4 mat. 5x7 mats work really well. 6x10 mat would work with this one because we were in a 6x10 hoop. So
Absolutely.
that is it.
Super cute. Under an hour today. All
Not
right.
so shabby.
No. So thanks for watching. If you're watching us this morning, Lisa and I are on our way back from St. Louis, which means this afternoon we'll have some fun talk about
What happened?
what
at Baby Lock?
happened.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have some cute samples to show and all of that fun stuff. We'll try to go live sometime while we're at Baby Lock. It'll have already been passed by the time you read this.
Yep.
So you might have already seen something this week from us. Hopefully it
We
was
don't know
fun.
till we get there what's
Yeah.
going to be available to show and take pictures of
No. Mm-mm.
and be live in front of.
Right.
Whatever.
There's
So
a
we'll see how it goes.
mystery
and
item from Baby Lock that we don't know what it is. So we'll already know what that is by the time we're.
we will. So
Right.
we'll have some new fun things to talk about.
Yes. So we'll
Thank
see
you for
all
hanging with us.
this afternoon. And again, if you only watch us for Digital Dealer next month.
We'll see you then.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I gotta find the right key. Try that again. Bye.
Eh.